Wow, what an impressive animal. Sam Billiter, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I've seen a couple pictures of this animal, but it doesn't do it justice. Standing here and seeing the mass and the width of this is really impressive.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous animal, once in a lifetime animal.
Well, congratulations. This is the current state record elk.
Yes, it is.
And what this thing grows? 408?
Around 407, 408 is what it grows to.
And then it ended up netting. This is the first Boone and Crockett bull elk taken in the state, right?
First booked Boone and Crockett bull elk in the state of Kentucky.
And what was the final score?
Final score was 392 and 08.
392. Now this elk here was taken obviously in 2016. Interesting way you got your tag. You actually acquired a tag by working for a group that donated some property for hunting rights.
Right. I work for a large coal company in eastern Kentucky. I've worked for them for about 17 to 18 years. Mm-hmm. And the Fish and Wildlife Department has a program for 5,000 acres of donated property that allows the community around you or people in the state or outside the state to have access to get drawn for that, to open it up for hunting. Mm-hmm. And that's what we did and acquired a couple of tags for doing that. We did 10,000 acres.
And you had seen this animal some prior to the season. You knew that this animal was out there, didn't you?
I've seen this animal a couple weeks prior to the hunt.
You had some video.
Got some video of it. This one actually just moved into the property probably a couple, 2 or 3 weeks earlier.
It is a very impressive animal, and I tell you what, it's companies like yours that allow access on that really the reason we can place 700 hunters. That's what we draw now, is 700 hunters in 2017. If we didn't have the property to put some hunters, there would be no reason to draw 100 if you can't put them somewhere to hunt.
Right, you got to have acreage, you know, these are roaming animals and they've got to have acreage to travel on.
Well, and I'll tell you what, for people that want to come down here and hunt elk, or they want to take a tour and see elk, reclaimed coal mines are the place to go, aren't they?
Oh, it's a beautiful area.
This joker liked that reclaimed mine land because he was fat and healthy, wasn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what an animal. I mean, like I said, a once in a lifetime animal.
Well, I appreciate you showing me this animal and walking me through this great hunt of yours. Congratulations. Somebody's going to have to really work to beat this one.
Well, what'll happen one of these days, I'd say.
Now let's go talk to a biologist about other opportunities for landowners. So Will, now that was an impressive elk.
It was, really was.
I know. Now you've been dealing with the elk program for how long?
I've been working since 2005 with elk in Kentucky and full-time in the elk program here in the state since 2011.
So is that the biggest one you've seen?
That is the biggest elk I've ever seen in Kentucky for sure.
The interesting thing is that Mr. Billiter was able to take that elk using a program that the Department of Fish and Wildlife offers to really gain access for all hunters. Tell me a little bit about that.
One of a really successful program we've had, it's been running for around a decade now, is a landowner cooperator program. Mm-hmm. For that program, for each 5,000 acres that a landowner opens up to hunt and access, that landowner receives an elk tag. Now, of course, they have to have elk on the property before we'll sign that deal.
There's another program you guys have too. You also have a program where an individual that may not have 5,000 acres, that has a good piece of property, they say, wow, we'd like to get an elk hunter on there. Tell me a little bit about that program. What's that called?
Yeah, so that's our voucher cooperator program. Most of Kentucky is privately owned. It's predominantly privately owned, but not all landowners have 5,000 acres. So the way the voucher cooperator program works is a landowner has to be a minimum of 100 acres. It's a harvest-based point system. The landowner receives points for harvested elk. Once they receive 20 points, that landowner gets an elk permit for the following year. So a cow counts as 1 point and a bull counts for 2 points. So the good thing about it, especially for the smaller properties, is that the points roll over from year to year. So for some of our smaller landowners, it might take them a few years, but we're happy to do that. And we're still taking landowners.
Hey, that sounds great. Will, I appreciate you letting us know what the department's trying to do to gain additional access. I've always enjoyed my time in the field with you, and hopefully this year I'll be giving you a call and come back down. I won't be hunting myself, obviously, but I will come down here and we'll try to film a gentleman or a lady who gets a tag. So.
Yeah, that sounds great.